Well, well, well. Interesting that it shows a different loading screen. Oh, I was hoping it would pan over a little further. I guess because the airplane one, every time we had a save point, it was on the airplane. Whereas in this case, we've had different areas that we've been to. Or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the logic. I can't pretend to know. Hi, welcome back to Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations. Hi, Maddie! Last time... Sorry, I'm just like so... I'm so in a mood. I'm kind of silly. I'm kind of silly tonight, guys. I've been working on a cosplay, for later this month. And, I've been struggling. The sideburns have been very difficult. Victorian men, ooh, I love you, but, your sideburns are so difficult to make look good on a fake-ass wig. And, like, making a fake mustache is now also a task I must make. But I did put... I did make the sideburns. I sewed one of them on, and, like, it looks good. I'm excited. Hopefully it looks good on, too. Like, I measured it several times, so hopefully it works, but we're gonna see. A little bit silly, a little bit whimsical, a little bit, like, yaoi-brained. Been working on my old man yaoi cosplay. Been working on a new fanfiction. You know, feeling a little silly. And if you don't have whimsy in this world, are you really surviving? Yeah. The stuff that happened last time. So we met Kay, we've met Lang, we've met Lauren, we've met Ernest Amano. A whole host of characters, but we did finally see Lance. We don't know who kidnapped him yet, but one of the kidnappers was apparently the butler, who also has a different name. Hi, Ivy! So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of pieces moving. The important things about this case aren't necessarily like the details, or like the main details, I would say. It's the details of the fact that, like, Kay is now in this party of friends with us and Gumshoe and Francisca, who's not here right now, but, like, you know, is around. And, like, Lang is our foil in a way this time. And he's just so disenchanted with the court systems, and we don't know why yet. But I like that he challenges things that Edgeworth says, and we'll see more of it. I wish Lang was more fleshed out, but I'll get into it when we get there. But yeah, our beloved, my daughter Kay, who I have a little nantiyungaro. It's not the official koron, but like from the Dadworth zine, the little like squish manju. There it is. The manju I have of her and Edgeworth, and one other character we haven't met yet. We won't meet until the next game. Anyway, let's get into this, eh? Yeah, I have thoughts about him, but it's not the time to bring them up yet. Also, I'm really mad. I think we lost our opportunity to go see the hidden Phoenix character, not caricature, the cameo in this game. Mal and Kay's father-daughter relationship is everything to me. Ivy, there's such a good fic. I forget the name of it, but there's a fic where Kay is homeless or like houseless, and like Edgeworth coming to realize that, oh, it's so good. And I think it was featured in that zine as well. So good. Miles is the ultimate mom. Yeah, it's true. All right, anyway, gotta remember everybody's voices. Where's the costume, Detective Gumshoe? Just on the other side of the fountain, sir. Oh, That's so... Was that out here in the open all along? No, it was discovered in the tall grass back there. Okay, so it's hidden. We moved it out here in order to examine it more thoroughly. Can't wait to meet that character. If it's a character, I think it is my son. Useless winner, as they're calling him these days. I love him. He's my favorite investigations character, like, of the two games. Like, I have thoughts. We'll get there. Then let's get down to it. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. We're getting right into it. Alright, well, head. This headpiece. This must be the blue badger Officer Meekins crossed paths with. Bro, what's that zine? I keep finding cute zines for my favorite ships and stuff, but they're already closed by the time I find them. I know, the Dadworth one, I got the Manju on a leftovers sale. I want to say that okay, hang on. It's gonna bother me. I think the person who wrote this fic is the same person who wrote two of my other favorite Rightworth fics. But give me a moment. But the art, I mean, because that zine has been out for a while now, is that a lot of people have, like, posted their art and their fics of it. So, that's so exciting. I think Griffinage, I think maybe it was her, but I'm looking. It might not have been. But her fics generally are really, really good. And fun. Okay, no, it wasn't her, I guess. Anyway, Griffinage's The Long Way Home is the Rightworth fanfic for me. That one makes me go crazy, crazy, crazy. Maddie, yeah, when are you leaving for your trip? That's so exciting. Okay. I think I have it bookmarked. Anyway, while I can multitask. It's fine. Oh, the nerve of someone throwing a blue badger away like this. Hi, Nim! I worked so hard to create this character, it's like my baby. Oh, gosh. This Friday, Maddie, that's so soon! That's so exciting, dude! Yay! Have fun. Oh, I'm so sad you'll miss the piano stream, probably, but oh my god, that's so exciting. You found two really cute looking Saya Olma zines, but they're both already closed and I don't know when or... Yeah. There's, one I stumbled upon recently. That's like a horror zine. That's Shuake. I'm normal about that idea. I'm really normal about that idea. I think my most favorite zine I've ever seen though is the Omori zine, and because it's spooky and it's digital only, and like people made like animations and stuff to go. Oh, it's so good. Yay, that's so exciting, Maddie. I'm so jealous, but I'll be there later this year. It's fine. Okay, anyway. How could someone do this, sir? How? You'll be in Canada for a layover, huh? Is it Calgary? I feel like every layover is either Toronto or Calgary, always. Detective, how about channeling your anger toward finding the culprits? Good idea. Ooh, wait till I get my hands on... So who are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Why don't you try figuring it out yourself for a change? Can I, like, doesn't that kind of look like a... You know? Doesn't that kind of look... You know? Okay, Toronto, oof, best of luck, dude. I fucking hate that airport. It's the Blue Badger's body section. What a waste. How so? Going through all the trouble to steal this costume only to throw it away in the end. A real thief wouldn't do such a thing. Nope, no way. I wouldn't think a real thief would steal something so gaudy to begin with. Be so for real, Edgeworth? Oh my god. Alright. What do we have here? Oh, it's another pendant! That's 2 treasures in one day. How lucky is that? And hey, this pretty baby's made of platinum silver too. Another pendant on top of the one we found on Mr. Deacon. Is it possible that these two... I'm gonna say this is probably long. Hold it right there. Yeah, okay. Alright. He's like a deeper... It's a deeper Sonic voice. Alright. Oh, okay, it's Montreal. That's not so bad. Toronto Airport is known for its delays, so... I don't like it. Anyway. The pendant reminds me of D and Angel. Dude, I have not thought about D and Angel in so long. I'm not someone who was into it, but I had a friend who was. Anyway. Hands off, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure know how to cross the line, don't you? Ugh. Pendant, huh? This is a very decisive piece of evidence. His sunglasses were so stupid. It's just... it's stupid. How can you tell? Look here and read off what you see. Lauren. Hey, it's a name that's engraved on this. There was a Fran Maya zine that I found already finished leftovers. I'm praying maybe they do another run. I've found a Klapalo zine that's still in progress, so I might get that one it sells. I think I know which Klapalo one you're talking about because I'm following that one too. Because they're in the process of like releasing who the artists are, right? Why are his glasses so odd? Why not, right? I think about that name sometimes in real. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I thought I remembered what happened here, but I couldn't for sure say, and okay, yes. Anyway. Aha. We have you now, Miss Kidnapper. No, you don't understand. Why am I dropping frames today, by the way? It's very annoying. Oh god, I don't know what voice do I give this motherfucker? I don't know. Lolly. Whoa. No, okay, fuck, what's the... Oh, Lolly. Walls broken down, people dying. I bet you were wishing for this to happen. Jaeger bombastic. I want you to shut up and fucking listen for once. Australis, yeah. I think that's how you pronounce it. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Yes, Ivy. Okay, I'm following that same one. Anyway. Nolly, I can't believe you were one of my kidnappers. Lance. You're kidding! Ms. Palps was one of the kidnappers? Is that how he pronounced that, by the way? I don't know. Yes. It was me. I held Lance hostage. So Ms. Palps is one of the kidnappers. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved. Or over. Hey, guys. Case closed. Get the car ready, and I mean the special one for this young lady.
Hold it!
Again, Mr. Prosecutor? What is it this time? No, AO3. You can make it. Okay, thank you. I'm still looking through my bookmarks. I could have sworn that I bookmarked this one. But maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Oh my god, that's terrible of me. I liked it a lot. That's stupid. Well, I'm stupid, I guess. But there's a really good K, and it's like K Gumshoe, Edgeworth fic, where she's houseless. and has no place to live. And then I believe ends, or I think it's the one where she gets adopted. I can't remember. There's also one where she gets adopted by Edgeworth, which breaks me in a good way. I think it's supposed to be pronounced Pops because okay, just then yeah, okay, whatever. Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? What happened? I thought Officer Meekins was your suspect. We found it. Found what? That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass. Your country's police are a sham. Just look how careless they are. If you ever do up finding it, send it. I will check it out. Yeah, okay. Duly noted. Who are you calling a sham? The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon. So Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges, I see. And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. The murder only happened because the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Miss Pops! See, that vowel combination doesn't say Pops. Pope. 日本語喋れるからね。Did you really kill Mr. Deacon? Yes, I killed him. I can't believe it. Thanks for the confession.
Objection!
Agent Long, it's much too early to declare this case closed. Look at you, so sure of yourself. OBS? Are we having issues? Are you guys noticing it? OBS is being fussy. On my end, at least. Are you guys noticing anything? Because there seems to be the occasional decent chunk of frames being dropped. Oh my gosh. Also, while I'm waiting for these replies, I've been reading this fic that's like over almost 500,000 words. And I finished it. The ending was disappointing. But the concept was so good, and that's why I finished it. It's been weird. It's been fine. Oh. Girl, you are okay. OBS. Baby girl, we're a little bit weird. Okay. Nande? Okay. I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna do something crazy. Because now it's like being like you have, it's like red or yellow constantly. So let me see. OBS, girl, please, girl, breathe. Yeah, true. So true, bestie. Yeah, it's just like constantly dropping frames now. Bullet, are you cool? Alright, if I disappear for a second, I will be right back. Unsure of why this is happening. But computer. Okay. Okay. We should be back, and we should be better. Hopefully. And if that didn't solve it, it truly is OBS and not my internet. Oh, if you're gonna be rude, you're gonna get booted, by the way. I have no patience for it. I don't know anything about the case study of Vanitas, but I've heard of it. My recent, well, while we're paused here, my recent shit is like realizing, because Megan and I were talking about this, like, I don't feel like in Persona 5 that I have a character that I am like, this is the one I relate the most to. I feel like there's part of me in all of them. More parts than others in some of them, like Makoto and Futaba, and unfortunately Akechi, and Kasumi / Sumire. But like, I was thinking about that, and then I was like, what is it that I have in common with each of them? And then I like started thinking about it, and then I started thinking about what I have in common with Akechi, and I was like, oop. That train of thought has to stop. And then I started thinking about what I have in common with the protagonist, because despite being a silent protagonist, he does have a personality. And that also made me feel things that made me kind of sad. And so I was like, we have to stop. Especially because in the fic that I was reading, I think one of the things that was so good about it that did keep me reading was like the characterization of protagonist, despite him being a silent protagonist. Also, Edgeworth and Long have been blinking at each other this whole time. This is really funny. There are many ships in Vanitas. Nobody is straight in that show. Nice. Girl, same. Yeah. Cool. I love it when they're not straight. Anyway. Look at you, so sure of yourself. We've got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for? Miss Lorne Pops.
Yes?
I want to hear it from you. Tell me your side of all that has happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder.
But why? I'm a kidnapper and the killer. Isn't that enough?
Me. Sorry, the impulsive haircutting, unfortunately, was me, and still is sometimes.
It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that is the truth. Now then, will you tell us the truth? Or is there some reason why you can't?
Men staring at each other. Forgot about that funky bass. But we're back. We're so back.
I've had a change of heart.
Is that a Persona 5 reference? I played Persona 5 Vanilla without interacting with any of the fandom. I loved Akechi's character and thought a lot of people thought the same. Boy, was I wrong. Yeah, I just thought he was... My beef with him was, number one, I had gotten everything about him spoiled, except his motive. But everything else had been spoiled for me, what happened to him and everything. And when I didn't actually get to that part when I played Vanilla. I couldn't get past the fucking Okumura boss fight, and I was like, fuck it. This game's pissing me off anyway. So I watched it, and I was like, I wish I wanted to be able to like him because he felt underutilized. He felt really, really underutilized. And then in Royal, I was like, oh no, is this gonna be the same shit? And then I didn't hang out with him and his confidant. And then, but then third semester happened and I go, uh-oh, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. The first most surprising thing that I would tell myself of 5 years ago is, by the way, your brother's gonna die in a very traumatic way. The second most surprising thing I would tell myself of 5 years ago is, hey, you're gonna have a complete 180 about not only just Akechi, but the ship between him and the protagonist. Anyway. I've had a change of heart. I think I'd enjoy seeing you sulk away as the losing mutt. They made us do the work to dig through his... Yeah, truly. Well, and then also... And this dev stuff confirmed this, but it was like they didn't use him to the full potential that I hoped that he would be used to. You know what I mean? Is the fic you were talking about home is where the heart is? Probably! If it's by JJ's, probably! Because I have read all of JJ's fics. Yes, Nem, you're an icon. Thank you. Dude, and she'll live her best life when she just accepts it. She should play the House in Fata Morgana. Maddie, you should finish the House in Fata Morgana when you come back from Japan, by the way. I still have things to talk about that I can't talk to you about yet. Anyway. Let's hear all about the evil deeds you committed today. I should have known it was a JJ's fic, Nem. Actually, considering that I've read all of their fics. And they are me in, like, some parallel timeline, living parallel to me. Anyway.
The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back after all.
Yes! Maddie! Yeah! You're so close to being done. That's the thing. You have, like, 5 hours of the main game left, if that. If that. It depends on how much time you spend crying. It's 5 hours for me. Yeah, I just associate JJ's with, not the investigations games. The only investigations thing I associate with JJ's is the Sebastian one, or the Eustace one. Because that's one of my favorite fics of all time.
Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me.
You mean Noe? Who's Noe? Shuichi and Apollo, some of my biggest kins. There. Are you satisfied? She just confessed her crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much. Ivy, do you know your Myers-Briggs, out of curiosity? Miss Pops, is what you said really the truth?
Yes, it is.
If that is the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth. Because there is something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I got distracted. My friend is making, one of my dear friends, is making one of the pieces for a cosplay for me. And they just texted me, what day were you doing Lil Man from Ace Attorney? I fear I'm doing more than one, Emma. Emma, if you ever watch this, I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm so excited because I'm wearing Edgeworth on the Friday, and Chris Wakehamp's, his panel is that day. I'm like, I can't wait to show up as Edgeworth. It'll be so funny. I hope there are other Edgeworths. We stand around him and T-pose around him to assert dominance.
How well did you know the victim?
I've spoken with him only a few times at Lance's house.
A few times? That's it?
Yes.
If they only met a few times, I don't see how they could have trusted each other.
But if you hardly even talked, or ever talked, then how could he trust you not to steal his plan? That's completely irrelevant. He was planning to betray her from the very beginning. Which is why I chose someone he wasn't especially close to. Isn't that right? Sure. Oh, yeah, that's right. We found out her name is actually Sina. Sina. Oh, shit. I don't know what to do with her voice. I might give her more of a Maria type voice. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with her.
Yes. However, Mr. Deacon made a very poor choice. In the end, he was killed by the one he intended to betray himself.
He didn't see that one. Is that a Persona 5 reference? The jokes are they're doing it on their own. I don't have to do anything tonight.
You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes.
Whatever she says. Persona 5 Ace Attorney crossover win. Make it happen, boys.
Hold it! You knew? How did you know something like that?
Oh no, what should I do?
Kay, what's wrong with her now?
Karma, I thought I asked you to politely leave. So I will be banning you now. Yeah, anyway, Phoenix's Joker's lawyer is really funny. So this is a great moment for me to talk about some boundaries again. Hey everybody. So if you try to find me on other social media under my usernames, or try to use the art in my profile pictures, or use my art without permission, it's gonna be a block. Sorry, I tried to be nice in this situation because I wanted them, I know that they are young, and I wanted them to be able to, you know, watch the streams and enjoy that part of it, but they've lost that privilege because they won't leave me alone. And so I'm so dead ass. I'm so tired of this, actually. Sorry, I'm like, the mood just has completely changed, but now I'm really bad because I'm no longer being nice is actually what I'm gonna say. I'm no longer being nice. I am now suspicious of anyone that I have not talked to. Like, the people who are, other people who are here, Nem, Ivy, Maddie, you guys are fine. I've talked to you elsewhere. Like, I know that you're not freaky and weird and trying to be stalkery or using my art without permission or whatever. But I have no tolerance for that. Life is too short. Be normal. You can be abnormal about other things like fictional blorbos. But as far as to other real life people like me, who by the way is not doing this for money and is just doing it for fun for me, be normal. I'm laughing, but I'm mad. I'm laughing because I'm angry. The laughing is a defense mechanism. It's what I have in common with Joker. It's really unacceptable. Don't look up my social media without my permission. There's a reason it's not posted. If I wanted you to have my social media elsewhere, I would give it to you. Okay. Alright. Anyway, moving on.
Kay, what's wrong with her now?
Come on, isn't it obvious? You're making your scary face again, that's why. Why don't you try asking her in a nicer, more gentle way? His resting bitch face is too powerful. Just like me, for real.
No, stop it, Lauren. You're always like this. You always fall for the stern-looking one. That's why you'll always be unhappy.
Or maybe that's it. She's been bewitched by your icy glare.
Mind your own business, Kay. Now then, Miss Pops, let's continue with your testimony.
Oh!
My voice.
Oh, yes, of course.
Too much gunk in... too much gunk in the trunk.
Hold it! Why did you believe that?
Anyone who knows Mr. Amano would think the same.
I bet Lance is that old man's greatest treasure. Is that a Persona 5 reference? I'm screenshotting these so I can tell Megan on Monday. By the way. If you're wondering like why I'm screenshotting them, I'll probably delete them later. Or maybe I'll come back to them and laugh because then I'll be like, haha, that was during my Shuake moment.
I suppose he would be to a doting father. I suppose he would be to a doting father like Mr. Amano.
Yeah, okay. That was a weird sentence.
I always figured that was it too, and I was always envious of Lance for it.
Oh, because your dad's...
I got this pendant from my father. And I believe that as long as I have this, I'll find my father again someday.
Oh, Queen, I'm so sorry.
He'll welcome me into his arms, riding on the back of Pegasus.
That pendant. She must truly believe it to be the wings of Pegasus. Oof.
Hold it!
Would you mind telling us a little about the plan itself?
Well, first we captured Lance.
Ooh, how did you do that? She's like taking notes. Go on.
Well, Mr. Deacon did that on his own, so I don't quite know.
And here I thought you knew how to steal people away.
I shudder to think what she would do with such knowledge.
She was gonna steal Emma. Going to swoop Emma up and away, and then they fall in love. I love Yuri.
Sorry, I really don't know, but somehow Mr. Deacon was able to contain him. All we had to do after that was wait for the ransom to be paid, but...
So I've taken Myers-Briggs before, but I'm probably gonna have to figure out the account or retake. Oh no! No worries. I'm just curious because like Shuichi is the same Myers-Briggs as I am. And like I have a lot in common with Apollo and obviously Edgeworth, who is all of my personalities, I believe, if memory serves. Simon Blackwell also is the same Myers-Briggs, so now I'm like, I wonder if you're a similar one. It's all fake, but it's fun. We have fun.
Why do you think he did?
I have no idea, but maybe he had planned on doing so from the very beginning.
Miss Pops.
Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning. Was that ever really likely to happen? What should I do? Should I raise an objection?
Before we raise the objection, I do want to see if we can look. Yeah, we can observe.
It's a pendant in the shape of a pair of wings. It has a rather nice aesthetic to it.
Hey, nice to see that even you can appreciate its beauty. Things made of platinum silver tend to have a nice feeling about them, you know?
I was only talking about its shape, Kay.
Oh, is that what you were talking about? But you know, if we're talking about wing shapes, I think the brooch on my scarf is way cooler. I do agree with Kay.
But that's not made of platinum silver, is it?
It's handmade, okay? So I'm sorry that it's not made of the expensive stuff.
She made that by herself? It's incredibly well crafted.
She's a resin girly. Calling it now.
Lauren D is engraved into this pendant.
I see that they wrote out her first name, but why just the D? No one is mature enough to answer that question, okay?
Maybe it's the result of poor planning.
I guess. Well, at least if I had to shorten my name, I could make it Kay Faraday. That way, even if you just sounded it out, it'd still say my name, Kay Faraday.
I suppose if I had to do the same, I would also abbreviate it as M. Edgeworth.
Hold on, I think you should abbreviate it as M.E. Get it?
Who would have thought that this little pendant could stir up such a strange conversation? He doesn't know he's in an Ace Attorney game.
Also, okay, yeah. That's from last time. That's from when the door broke open. So her last name must be Deveray, then. Because he has sole daughter. Forgot about that. That's funny. Damn, and the wings fit right in, don't they? That's sad. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't think what you just claimed is all that likely.
Huh?
I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you.
But why? We were total strangers. It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over money.
Miss Pops, you really are clueless, aren't you?
What do you mean?
You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are. But I do, and I can show you with this piece of evidence. This proves that Mr. Deacon wouldn't have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops.
I guess it's one of these.
Take that!
Why are you showing this to me?
So what about the pendant? Alright. I need to, like, calibrate into his voice.
This pair of wings, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are.
Take that!
These two pendants resemble each other, wouldn't you agree?
Hey, you're right! They're the same color, and they're even made of the same material.
I believe that these two pendants are actually one. Shall we give it a try?
Wow! It's totally Pegasus!
But why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's?
You're a smart lady. I'm sure you can imagine why that might be.
I don't think she's... Alright.
What? No! That can't be!
So the two make a set. It's just another trinket. It's not as though this changes anything.
You lack imagination, Agent Long. Very well, I'll show you with this evidence. This is the piece of evidence that gives meaning to the Pegasus pendant.
The thing. The thing. The thing.
Take that!
Dossier. That's how you say that, right? Dossier? Dossier? Whatever.
Oliver Deacon was just an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Deveray, the name that is etched on the horse pendant.
What? An alias.
I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon somehow in order to live. And it makes sense given what is written here in Mr. Deveray's dossier. But what I really wanted to point out was this. This specific section is what reveals the true meaning behind those pendants.
Take that!
It is? Okay, yay! Okay, yay! I can't stop saying that lately.
Mr. Deveray had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Pops.
That's a lie! That person was not my father!
He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was in hiding. However, I believe he was trying to secretly watch over you. Do you still believe that a man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping plot? And what is so funny, Agent Long?
You're good at making things up in your head and deciding it's the truth, aren't you?
What are you trying to say?
Your thinking is much too innocent. After all, I thought of another possibility.
Is that so? Well, let's hear it.
They're cat-on-dog violence. Girl, put those away, by the way. I've been able to ignore it, but now that we're just, like, looking at you, put those away. I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well? Let me look at my evidence really fast. I feel like no. He didn't go to where his wife and daughter are, I guess.
So this is his version of how things might have been.
You don't have any proof that they didn't know of their true relationship, right? And you're saying that the two of them committed the kidnapping together? That's right. As one really rotten family.
Is that really what happened? I had better take a long, hard look at the evidence.
Uh-oh, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm a little too silly to think right now, Edgeworth, sorry. Alright.
Hold it!
Precisely. And what father would ever willingly kill his own daughter?
Knock him back!
I've seen a lot of things in my travels. And I can tell you that being related by blood is sometimes proof of nothing. I mean, think of fucking Manfred von Karma. First of all.
Hold it!
I'm sure he doesn't want to.
You think they knew?
Yeah, I don't think only the victim knew. I think the girl realized it as well. They both knew who the other person was, but they had to pretend that they didn't.
Because he was on the lam?
You got it. The victim couldn't exactly go around flaunting who he was. Furthermore,
Hold it!
One as a butler, and one as the friend of the son, you mean?
they probably thought that was their best shot.
Is that what you honestly believe?
Of course.
Hold it!
You mean how they plotted to commit this crime as blood relatives?
Can you think of a better partner? They're certainly a clever pair. And Edgeworth goes, "Hold it!"
I can think of a better partner.
Pulls out his wallet, shows him a picture of Phoenix.
This man.
And Kay's like, "Who the fuck is this?" And Gumshoe's like, "Okay, you're new to this, huh?"
I bet Phoenix Wright and I could commit a better crime than the two of them.
And that's on God.
This is my husband!
They're funny. I love them. I do need to reread The Long Way Home again soon. I have been kind of aching to do so, but my brain has been elsewhere.
The butler and the girlfriend. No one would ever suspect that they were, in fact, family.
Yes, from the very beginning, they painstakingly practiced those roles well. I would love to see them commit a crime together. Me too. I want that really bad. I hope that's what AA7 brings. They both commit a crime together.
I believe you're being a bit too overconfident for someone with no evidence.
Am I? Because I don't see you presenting any evidence to the contrary.
Without evidence, we're stuck in a stalemate. Agent Long isn't wrong. His scenario is certainly a probable one.
You'd better hurry up and do something, or Lauren's gonna wind up looking really bad.
I know, but first things first. Is Agent Long's line of logic factually correct? Was the crime really committed by the two of them? By this father-daughter pair?
No, because there were 3 coffee cups.
Dayone?
I'm not presenting here, I just want to look at my evidence. That's one of the evidence, right? No, it's not one of the evidence. Frick. Okay, wait, but it might be 3 costumes. Okay, there were 3 people. Dayone? Both in fact, okay, blah, blah. The 2 of them. I'm gonna say, okay, hold on, I'm gonna say really fast. I'm gonna say it goes here. Because it wasn't just 2 of them. Well...
Objection!
Okay. Fuck yeah, we're in this. We're so back. I'm in it. I'm being silly and fucking it up. Let's go. Fucking it up / positive.
This kidnapping wasn't planned by just 2 people alone.
And what kind of proof do you have of that?
Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers.
3.
4 costumes were stolen from the Wild Wild West area's back room. We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout. But as for the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by 3 different people. We also found a set of 3 cups and 3 folding chairs that were used in the hideout.
Man, this is why you have to write things down in this game, because this part wasn't evidence, but it was important to remember that specific fact to whatever.
It all clearly points to a 3-man group. And I believe that this 3rd person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping.
Who? Who is this mastermind?
I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping.
I think he did his own, is what's going on here. It's either him or his dad.
Take that!
But the reason it's him is because he has the tender lender loan. The only reason I was going to say if it's not him, it's his dad. His dad knows about the tender lender. But yeah, he's doing it for money. Because our beloved Viola, my wife, has found him. Lance Amano.
Yes, this abduction was in fact schemed up by Lance himself. Recall what he said when he appeared before us.
Oh, did you see the faces of your kidnappers? That voice is so funny.
Did you see the
Did you see the faces of your kidnappers?
No, I didn't see their faces. But 2. One was a woman. However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction to what he said. But I
God help. He's suddenly here. Love how they're just standing around him, yeah.
Oh, Jean Kirchsteiger, but I know I only saw 2 people.
This guy was being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them. Yeah. You got INFP. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I am INTJ. QRS? Wait, QRSTUVWXY. I literally almost forgot the alphabet! Oh no, am I having a stroke? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god. In my defense, I don't study English every day. I study Japanese every day.
Ah, yes, about when you were being held. I have my doubts about what happened then. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive? I really don't remember much anymore, honest.
The silly hitting hard tonight, let's go. Yeah, truly.
But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you? Oh.
Unfortunately, I've had this haircut before.
I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room, blindfolded the entire time. But the kidnappers suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling outside. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone. I made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could.
Yeah, I have plenty of INFP friends as well. The lamppost over Lance's head looks like a little hat when he stands. I was thinking that too, it looks silly.
Through the underground passageway, I presume.
Are you okay?
Sorry, I really didn't want to recall that horrible ordeal, but now you believe me, right? No, not quite yet. Oh, how can you not? Why do you look at me with icy daggers in your eyes?
I do love his peeking. Peeking.
Because he's a prosecutor, and because they're all like that.
Saya slams the table. You...
You know how to evade my questions quite well. You must have met another prosecutor in your time as a phantom thief. I'll have you know, Agent Long, a prosecutor's eyes are for discerning the truth. And should they be interpreted to be cruel at times, then so be it. There was a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little.
That's good. We're going over this again because I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy looking at the hat and doing his voice.
Hold it!
Can you tell us about when you were abducted in a little more detail? It was a strange morning. I felt like I was right in the middle of a great calm. And where were you when you experienced this calm? Our family garden, of course. Where else could it have been? Well, excuse me for asking. This child is more princess than
Oh my god! Edgeworth! Homophobic, homosexual. 100%. We've been new. That's unfortunately not news.
I was out taking a walk to shake off the morning blah. Then, out of the blue, someone from behind clamps a hand over my mouth. Didn't see your attacker. They must have used some drug to knock me out. Mom was gonna knock you out, because before I knew it, I was off in La La Land again. When I woke up, I was in the kidnapper's hideout already, all tied up.
Hold it!
I remember when I was playing this game when I was younger and I didn't know why defense attorneys were so hated, then I realized in the real world not every client is innocent. Yeah, that's a funny perspective to have. I mean, like, it's so interesting, like, sorry to make it about Persona 5 for a second again, but like people talking about like the police and like in their police presence and stuff in the game, and like they don't, Akechi only kind of says it in passing and it's like hinted at with Saya, but like prosecution in Japan is truly the end-all be-all. Like, it's very much guilty until proven innocent, and the, you know, rate of wins is like something insane, like in the 95% range for prosecutors. And so it's like, love how Persona 5 said ACAB during that time. Yeah, Akechi, a detective, also Akechi, ACAB. Yeah, and then it's so funny because like fans won't get it, and then I'm like, go play Ace Attorney. Hey, actually, Persona 5 Ace Attorney crossover win? Now, go play Ace Attorney.
By that room, you mean the room in the kidnapper's hideout, correct? Yes, but I was blindfolded the whole time, so I didn't know that until I made my escape.
And the fact that Joker went through it as a minor, yeah. Yeah, crazy.
Then you were in the same room as your kidnappers? They spoke in hushed tones, but I could catch bits of their conversations. It was definitely two people, and one of them was definitely a woman. I was so scared. Oh, I couldn't tell they were nearby, so I didn't dare make a move.
I'm gonna choke him with that chain in his pocket.
The kidnappers disappeared. The room fell into a sudden silence. I've been left behind like an unwanted mutt. And what do you mean by unwanted mutt?
What a pointless question. It's not like he's going to tell you anything new, you know? Okay, silence.
It's a poetic simile. You should learn how to use them too. You may look refined on the outside, but it's no good if you're not refined on the inside as well.
Looks like one of those candy chains. Hopefully not, because I'm going to use it to strangle him.
Hold it!
by the way.
Then those cuffs on your wrists, I suppose you are still cuffed in that case. I'm well aware of how I am chained to reality. Oh, I couldn't find the key, so I'm afraid that I'm stuck like this. Even though I escaped from that jail cell, I will forever be a prisoner.
Softly in the background, you hear Linkin Park's Numb.
Hold it!
How did you manage to escape? I wanted to just get out of there, but the door leading outside was locked, which is why I had to use the underground passageway to make my escape. I remember our escape to be equally as hard. This is an invaluable piece of testimony. I mustn't let it go unexamined.
The door leading outside was locked tight, so I had to use... Okay. That's not true, but okay.
By underground passageway, you mean the one the staff uses to travel unnoticed. I suppose that's what it's for, but I didn't run to any staff members on my way out. And once I was up top, I was busy trying to find a member of the police. And that is when you found us congregated at the stadium, I suppose. Let me ask you then, how did you get a hold of the key to the underground door? That was easy, it was hanging right there in the room on the wall.
Nuh-uh.
I do recall a key hanging on the wall right beside the table.
Okay, but we don't know, was it the one? Boy, does that bring back memories of our situation and how we made our escape. Made our escape. My brain was like, made our mistake. But that wasn't the actual word.
Indeed. And although the door in the floor of our room led to an underground room, the door in the floor of the room next door...
That's a sick... The door in the floor of the room next door, that is a fucking Shakespearean what the fuck, like, meter? The meter in that sentence? Delicious.
The door in the floor of the room next door had a secret passageway.
A secret passageway under a theme park. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Take that girl to Disney World right now.
I wonder, is there something off about the way Lance made his escape?
Yeah, because sword. Actually, because sword. Okay. It wasn't locked. You didn't need the key. It was barred.
Objection!
Also, isn't the Gatewater Hotel the one from the first game? Yes. So the Gatewater Corporation owns the hotel, and they made this theme park. Is the lore. There are multiple Gatewater hotels, kind of like a Hilton. If Hilton made a or like Marriott or whatever, if they made a theme park. Though I think, aren't there like Colossal Con? What hotel is that at? Because that has like a slide, like a indoor water park shit thing going on. I've never been. That, even before the pandemic, that shit seemed so scary to me as far as like disease. Ah, yes. Hundreds of people in their nasty little costumes that they probably never wash going into the pool. Delicious. And then walking around soggy all weekend. It's never been appealing to me. I'm sure it's very fun. I'm sure that it's fun. It's never been appealing to me.
You say that the door leading out was locked, but was it really?
Dirty people water. Cause like, okay, if it was me and my friends, cause like some people are good about their cosplays. They'll wash them, they'll steam them, dry clean them, whatever they need to do. Okay? For instance, my Edgeworth cosplay, did it take me a year to take it to the dry cleaner? Yes. Did I wear it in between that time? Absolutely not. It stayed at the bottom of my laundry bag. Confessions. But I didn't wear it, and because it's nasty. My Apollo outfit, I wash it. I wash the vest even. I'll wash a cosplay even if I have to do it by hand. Because it's gross. Wigs? It depends on how much styling went into it, how often I wash it. If it's just a long, like, normal flowing wig thing, then I'll wash it from time to time. Like what I'm doing with my Victorian man up here, he won't get washed ever. He'll be sprayed. It's why I don't like baths or pools. Yeah, like pools, there's chlorine to sanitize, but a bath when you're already very dirty is just gross people juice that you're sitting in. If I'm gonna take a bath, it is to relax, and I'm already clean. Like, I've already showered that day or whatever. Anyway. We're talking about that room behind the saloon front, right? Look, I heard that it took quite a few men to get that thing open. Right, Sheena?
Yes, that's correct.
Then take a look at this.
What is that?
A sword? It's not an especially reliable one if it's broken like that. Allow me to start from the end. My conclusion is that the door was never locked. It was simply held shut by the sword, which was used to jam the handle. Lance, even though your hands were cuffed together, you could still use them. If that's the case, then why did you not just simply remove the sword and escape? Oh, well, I didn't. I was disoriented. Yes, that's it. I didn't notice it. As if we should accept such a bold-faced lie. You locked yourself in that room because you had to make yourself look like the victim. But you did not, in fact, possess the key to that door. That is why you used the prop sword to improvise and create a prison of your very own.
You've been making this guy out to be one of the kidnappers for some time now. I wonder if you've forgotten something very important along the way. Got your cases confused second. I'm watching Spirit of Justice on the Magic Case. Yay! Yay, that's where Megan and Danny are, too. You should let me know all your thoughts. Did I say this line already? I wonder if you've forgotten something very important along the way.
And what would that be?
A motive. What else? Do you honestly think that an upright, pure boy like him would hatch up a completely pointless scheme, such as kidnapping himself?
Objection!
Yeah, huh?
This proves that the Lance did indeed have a motive to commit this crime.
Maybe I'll,
To put it simply, Lance has a very urgent need for money. This is hardly your typical love letter. It is in fact a collections bill. It appears our upstanding boy has...
Sorry, upstanding boy is so funny. The bunny and the bat have the best designs. Dude, those girls, I love them. If I had a twin, I would force my twin to cosplay that with me. They could do whatever else they wanted. That could be the only thing that we ever did. It has to be them. They're the best. Spirit of Justice has some of my favorite witnesses of the whole series. Matt Mercer does do a great job. I wish I looked... Nayuta gives me insane gender envy. I wish I looked exactly like that. Anyway, upstanding boy. This is so funny.
It appears our upstanding boy has accumulated quite a debt. Isn't that right, Lance?
Looks like it's hard being the son of a rich man, too. It must be rough when you have to resort to stealing from your own old man, huh?
All right, I give up. I abducted myself.
Lance!
It's over, Lolly. In this life...
Well, I'm fine as...
Jaeger bombets. People dying. It's over, Lolly. In this life, we really are bound to our fates after all. All I wanted was to go with you to a new town, somewhere no one would know us. I wanted us to be well off with that $1 million, but now that dream is over.
Last time I took the test, I remember getting INTP, but I can't remember. Anyway, it's just... yeah. Interesting.
Oh, Lance!
Then you are giving yourself up. Yes, I plan to run away from this world with my Lolly. Oliver even helped us with the plan, but then he had to go and stab us in the back.
People die when they are killed, Lolly.
People die when they are killed, Lolly. Oh, he turned on you. Maybe he didn't want to split the ransom money. That's my guess. It happened almost right away after you made the drop-off. When we were alone, he attacked me all of a sudden. After a brief struggle, I was able to contain him and keep him under control. We left him inside that room as Lolly and I made our escape. We wore different costumes and split up. You were the fucking proto-badger, aren't you? Oh, okay. Alright. Nah, I remember. Lolly left first in the blue badger costume. That would mean the person Officer Meekin saw was Miss Pops. But right then, the old man just had to wake up. I was careless and he tackled me pretty hard from behind. Then Oliver put on a bad badger costume, took the suitcase with the $1 million and ran. I contacted Lolly right away and warned her that he had a gun. They had no idea that they were related, so I thought it could only end badly.
I still don't believe it. That person was not my father. Because if he was, I just killed my own father.
Lolly! Oh, then it really was you?
That man was not my father. I mean, because at the stadium, there was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it. But that badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot. The other person crumpled to the ground, and I ran, scared for my life.
I think the big picture is finally coming into focus, don't you? No. Lolly! Oh, forgive me! I didn't think it would turn into something so frightening. If only I could have protected you. You are not the cool, pathetic boy in this series, Lance. Shut up. My pathetic boys aren't until the next game. Bring them to me. So, Miss Pops, she shot her own dad without even knowing who he really was? If what she says is true. Are you saying she's lying? But why would she lie about something like that? What purpose would it serve? Lance's voice is perfect for him, just as snot-nosed and bratty as it should be. Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to use this voice for. I can't take credit for the idea of it. It's a voice from the Attack on Titan Abridged that Team 4 started a gorillion years ago. That title is reserved for another more pathetic wet cat of a boy, affectionately. There are even two that I would give that title to in the second Investigations game. You would be surprised how often people lie without even realizing it themselves, Kay. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? What I mean is, listen very carefully to her confession once more and you'll see.
Hold it!
Please calm down and let's slowly talk through this.
But
All you have to do is simply tell us what happened at the stadium. Leave it to us to search out the truth. Can you do that for me?
all right. So, at the stadium,
Hold it!
That was the ransom money, wasn't it?
yes, that's how I was able to identify Mr. Deacon almost immediately. It was all thanks to what Lance told me.
The way she's holding those scissors makes me nervous. Yeah. I was just thinking, I used to want this kind of haircut when I was younger. And what did he tell you?
Well, he called me on my cell phone. He used to call me you know that song, Mr. Edgeworth? I like it a lot. He called me on my cell phone and told me
I don't like that song, by the way.
that Mr. Deacon had betrayed us and had run off with the ransom money. And about how he had a gun. But that...
Oh, yeah.
Hold it!
I forget what anime I saw the hair. Oh, it was, Tenchi Muyo. Of course it was Tenchi Muyo. Everything started with fucking Tenchi Muyo. I'll be singing it, man. Sorry. Were you able to clearly see the gun?
Yes, I got a very good look at it while it was pointed at me. Oh, Father, how would you try to shoot me?
Do you really think a father would shoot his own daughter, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't know. I don't want to believe it myself.
But it's true. My father's left arm was raised with a gun and it pointed straight at me. I'm about to die, I thought.
Miss Pops! Please calm down and take a deep breath. And then would you allow me to please hear that last statement one more time?
It all goes back to Tenchi. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Okay. The blue badger, the bad badger. Okay, it is in his right hand. Okay, groovy. I'll keep going with it. Oh, like lollipop, Maddie.
And you felt that your life was in danger, correct?
Yes, I'm about to die, I thought. So, that's why oh, never mind.
Hold it!
I read this already.
You shot Mr. Deacon?
Miss Pops.
Yes, I shot him.
And that, as they say, is that.
Agent Long, Miss Pops is far from done. She hasn't even finished her testimony yet.
You're going to continue questioning her? What a waste of time.
Miss Pops, if you please.
All right.
Sometimes the panda hits me 15 miles later. Yeah, it happens. Don't worry.
Hold it!
Did you take off immediately following the gunshot?
Yes,
And you didn't attempt to approach the victim at all after he was shot?
I was scared.
I don't blame you. I would have done the exact same thing. Except I wouldn't have shot him. But I would have done the exact same thing. Poor Miss Pops. What will become of her, Mr. Edgeworth?
She seems to be telling the truth regarding what happened at the stadium. However, I don't believe it to be absolutely correct. Listen very carefully to her confession once more and you'll see.
Alright, girly pop. Literally girly pop in this. There's a group of kids that the other day at work, I was like, okay, Gossip Girls! My boss heard me and started laughing. Oh, shoot, it wasn't this one, okay. Okay, fine. I guess this will be the evidence I use to back up the evidence. Okay. This.
Objection!
What? Am I crazy?
I can.
He's laughing pretty hard at you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, I know.
No, I call them... Wait, hold on. Is it this? No. I could have sworn it was this, because it's... Okay. Am I just not reading? I might not just be reading. I might just not be reading. I'm confused. Is it not this?
Objection!
Okay, this is so strange. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah. Left hand. What? Is it this?
Objection!
Okay, genuinely super confused, actually. Like, the issue is that the bad badger holds his gun in his right hand. So that means that this was a real gun being held up at her. Okay. I'm so confused.
Objection!
Okay. Yeah. It's not. It's not. But now I'm trying other things because I'm confused. Sometimes I start thinking that my king certain characters I obsess over characters shipped with them. Yeah, I don't necessarily feel that way. Like, I will say with Edgeworth, I do find myself often attracted to, oh wait, does he have some kind of, yeah, okay, he's also right-handed.
Objection!
That's not what I would have chosen. That's That's fair. That's fair. I made a mistake. But that's not what I would have chosen. Because he still could have used his other hand. And then we're gonna have to prove, okay, whatever.
I have here a dossier on your father.
But anyway, I do find myself attracted to the type of person, like a phoenix type person. Is it the best person for me? Unsure. But I do find myself, there was a girl I had a crush on when I lived in New York. That, she was very phoenix coded. Personality, same, even the same MBTI. But like, I could sit and talk to her for like 8 hours. And, she was so just like easy to talk to and so funny and so crazy. And I was like, we would never work, but I am so fond of her. And she was a very good friend too. But that's why I'm like, is it the best person for me? I don't know about that one.
And according to this, your father was right-handed.
Ah! Then...
The person pointing a gun at you from atop the stage was not Mr. Deacon.
Knock him back.
And he's gonna say, hold it right there, Mr. Prosecutor. I think you need to take a refresher course. The Bad Badger has a model gun attached to his right hand, which is why the only hand he could have held the real gun in with was his left. Isn't it possible that he went down like that?
Agent Long, were you paying attention to what Miss Pops was saying? Then again, I suppose I can't expect someone who has never set foot in court to catch it.
Enough with the smugness. Out with it already.
Miss Pops told us earlier.
There was a Bad Badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
According to you, the Bad Badger had the gun in his left hand, which would mean that he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand.
Okay, I guess I can see why they did it in this order. Okay, I was wrong. That's fine. The game is right. The characters I'm usually drawn to are usually doomed by the narrative. Yeah. A lot of my faves tend to die because I also really like the like silly motherfuckers like yeah, we can't get into it. I'll spoil all kinds of series if we get into it.
Is that correct, Miss Pops?
Yes, exactly. And I'm sure it was the Bad Badger. It had those huge sunglasses on its face.
But if that's the case, even I can see there's a huge contradiction.
Yes, Miss Pops claims to have seen the Bad Badger, and yet the Bad Badger had both of his hands full. These two pieces of information contradict each other, so one must be wrong.
Both are correct. Because the gun was removed. This is where we're gonna get into it.
They were both correct.
Impossible! That just leaves us with an irresolvable contradiction. That's a hard pair of words to say.
Miss Pops' entire statement rests on the fact that she saw his sunglasses and beard. But what if that Bad Badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half?
That's... okay.
This proves that there was a way for the Bad Badger to freely use both of his hands.
Take that.
The costumes have two parts to them, a head and the body.
Oh, I get it now.
The head Miss Pops saw was probably really the head of the Bad Badger. However, is it not possible that the body was that of an entirely different badger?
Now that is a sentence, yeah. This case has had some good sentences. A different badger?
Yes, or to put it more bluntly, I believe it was the lower half of this badger. The body of the Bad Badger Miss Pops saw was...
okay, I don't remember. Possiblemente? Okay, I don't remember. I don't remember. I can't... Oh, I could look! Oh my god, sorry. I'm used to all the buttons being down at the bottom from the trilogy. Yeah, it's this one, sorry.
Take that.
What the heck is it?
It's the Proto-Badger.
Yes, and it's a simple matter of process of elimination. Miss Pops was wearing the blue badger's costume, so we can eliminate that one. And the pink badger is of the wrong color, which would have been incredibly obvious. All that is left is the proto-badger costume.
Yeah, I do wish the interfacing matched that of the trilogy, where the reminder for the that you can access the evidence was on the bottom. But I don't like how the proto was looking at us. Yeah, he's scary.
Miss Pops, who was the one who wore the proto-badger costume?
That would be Lance.
Are you saying what I think you are? That Lance Amano donned the Bad Badger's head and pretended to be Mr. Deacon, on top of which he plotted to shoot Miss Pops while wearing that hideous thing? The stage that was set up in the stadium was nothing more than that, a setup. And its purpose was to lead Miss Pops into believing that she had committed murder. Standing there in front of Miss Pops and pretending to be the victim. It was all done so that she would pull the trigger. I have no idea what you're talking about. Why exactly would I have had to do all that, huh? There was but one reason. Lance Amano, you are the real culprit behind the murder of Mr. Oliver Deacon. What?
No.
That's slander. Take it back. You take it back right now. Just out of curiosity, Lance, which is your dominant hand? Oh, I'm left-handed.
Is that a persona?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I hate you.
I'm left-handed, but what does that have to do with anything? It depends. According to Miss Pops, her attacker held a gun in his left hand. Who is what-handed doesn't prove a thing. And besides, now you're just being absurd. It's not like the Proto-Badger is bulletproof. One misfire and he would have found himself dead, right?
Objection!
Of course. Logically, if he had been shot, he probably wouldn't be here with us. But I believe he had thought of that as well and prepared accordingly. And this should be all the evidence you need. This is how Lance made sure that he wouldn't be hit by a bullet.
Forget that this case started as a horror movie? Yeah. This is how he made sure that he wouldn't be hit by a bullet. Oh, he gave her this. He gave her the model.
We found one half of a Bad Badger costume in the hideout, a broken one. It was not the same one that the victim was wearing. Plus, it was missing something. And that something is the model gun that the Bad Badger carries, which can fire blanks.
Ooh, what?
Miss Pops, where is the gun you used now?
I threw it away into the sea.
That makes it a bit tough to verify what it was. Although I do believe that we can safely assume that it was the model gun in question. I've heard enough. All you've been spouting so far is pure conjecture. I admit that as long as the model gun is lost to us, I can't prove I'm right. However, I can say that the probability that I am right is very high. Okay, let's pretend you're right and that the murder at the stadium was a fabrication. In that case, where do you think the murder really took place, Mr. Prosecutor? I don't know yet.
I knew you were full of it. There's a fish out there with a model gun somewhere. Yeah. Fucking Maya found it when they were out on the rowboat. Nick, look at this! She's like, look, who am I? And then does like the DL6 pose. That's alright, that's canon to me now, actually.
However, I do believe that the murder took place during an earlier time frame.
Hold it. Please wait a second. It's simply not possible. Because I saw Mr. Deacon after he was restrained by Lance.
And then Maya gets arrested for something again. She saw the victim in the state of being restrained.
Damn, this part's longer than I thought it was gonna be. Because we saw the whole thing.
I came back to the hideout long after the other two. By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. He had tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door. After that, the two of us put on our costumes and made our escape.
So Mr. Deacon must have escaped after the two of you left, right?
We thought that it'd attract too much attention if we left together, so I left first. We planned to meet up again at the stage in the stadium. But then, as I was walking through the park, I got a call from Lance on my cell phone.
I can't make the joke again. I can't. We already said that. Oliver managed to escape. Oh, it looks like he was waiting until I was alone. Oh. Sorry. Oh, dear. He also stole that gun from me at that time. And then the murder happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard their plan to meet up at the stage. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Miss Pops, whatever, this name is stupid. Miss Pops saw the victim with her own eyes, which means that the victim was still alive after that time, wouldn't you? At that time, wouldn't you agree? Why does that sound wrong to me? I have not listened to a word they've said. Okay. He stole the gun, and then the murder happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard their plan to meet up. Okay. She saw the victim. Victim was still alive at the point when she was walking through the park. Okay. There must be something amiss about this account. Let's see what happens when I examine it in more detail.
Sometimes I'm doing these voices, and I, don't read. Do you know what I mean?
When exactly did you arrive back at the hideout?
It was after we had picked up the ransom money.
And where were you up until the time you returned?
I was scouting the park out and making preparations for our escape. I walked around in the various areas, looking for the best route.
Ah, so each of them had their own roles to play.
After I was done, I went back to the hideout.
Hold it!
Okay.
How did Lance look at that time?
He looked shocked. He also looked a little down. When I saw that sadness in his eyes,
Thank you, that's enough for now.
I don't want to hear about your heterosexual relationship.
And what of Mr. Deacon? What was his situation like?
I tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door. Hmm? But we were in that room.
You are sure it was Mr. Deacon that you saw?
yes, I'm certain of what I saw.
Did you go into the other room to check?
Lance said that it was best if I didn't get too close to him. Lance, he's such a kind soul.
Then are you telling me that you did not confirm that it was Mr. Deacon for yourself?
Hey, Gregory, long time no see.
I checked through the slit in the door that separates the two rooms. He had a bad badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure. That just had to be Mr. Deacon.
That's why that was in the room with us. It was on us.
She saw a bad badger head.
The captive had a bad badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure it was Mr. Deacon.
Oops. Hold on. I wanted to press.
Hold it!
So the tied-up Mr. Deacon was still in his bad badger costume.
Yes, and?
It would appear that she misread the whole situation. What now? Should I raise an objection? Sure. The person you saw was not the victim.
What? Why not?
I will tell you why not with this. This, Miss Pops, shows us that the person you saw was not the victim.
Oh, maybe I can't do anything yet. Because it was us that she saw.
Take that!
Miss Pops, the person that you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all.
Huh?
The person you actually saw was this person. It was me. It was me.
Alright, listen, that wasn't the most unpredictable line, but it's so funny whenever I say the same thing that he's gonna say. Girl, I know we're psychically connected. I know. We have the same mental illnesses, probably. To be determined, but probably.
Huh? The person I saw was you, Mr. Edgeworth?
I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnappers abduct me even after I had handed over the ransom? It's not as though I saw the face of the kidnappers. If I were them, I would have just taken the $1 million and ran. But in the end, there was a point to it all. It was to make me look like Mr. Deacon. And if that was the reason for which I was abducted, then I believe we can assume that the victim was already dead at that time. Omae wa mou shindeiru. Nani? Well, Lance, am I right? No. Oh, that's... You showed Miss Pops a person, namely me, with the Bad Badger's head on. And then made your costumed escape together. Or so you pretended.
Huh? What do you mean he pretended?
Exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape and then doubled back to the hideout. Probably to come and remove the Bad Badger head from my unconscious self. Oh! And to create his fake prison with the prop sword. He then escaped via the passageway. Hold your tongue, boy. Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of words coming out of Mr. Prosecutor's mouth. Tidal wave? I've heard a lot come out of you, but I've yet to see a shred of evidence. The victim's betrayal and his subsequent detainment. Oh, that could have happened while you were out cold. That's right! You were out for quite a while, Mr. Prosecutor. Even if that were the case, Miss Pops would have still seen me tied to that beam.
I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go into the next room. So I really have no idea if you were in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth.
You see? It would seem that you can't prove a thing. Ugh. Not so fast. Who said that? Who said that? Oh, is it you?
Please wait! Mr. Amano. Oh, Miles, my boy. It looks like you're really giving it your all. And Lance, it's not good to cause trouble for others. Dad! No. Let's see, you are the one in charge of the investigation, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry that my son has been nothing but trouble. This probably won't make up for anything, but I have some evidence for you.
Oh, do you now?
Oop. Is that what I think it is?
It's the Bad Badger costume the victim was wearing! And a gun.
I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went and found these myself. It appears that they were disposed of in the sea.
Is there no one in this country who actually obeys the law?
There, now. Agent Long, please calm down.
What the heck is that scrap of paper? What the heck is going on around here?
This appears to be a letter from the Chief of Police. Please allow Mr. Amano complete freedom to do as he sees fit, it says.
What?
The Chief of Police? What the... Just who does he think he is?
The person who wields the highest authority in this area.
There now. There's no need to be so upset.
I'm not a cop from this land, so I'm not bound by the laws of your country.
No. This wasn't meant to strong-arm you into anything. It's just a request. I'm only asking that you please respect the laws of the land.
I can't really say no to that. However, returning to the topic at hand, it doesn't matter who found the evidence. Its value remains unchanged. Alright, now, let's take a look at this new evidence.
I've already got the results back. I have a special forensics research lab that I'm on good terms with, conduct the tests, and now I don't trust it. We've verified that the blood on this costume belonged to Oliver. As for the gun, the only fingerprints they could find were yours, Lauren. What? You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such stress and heartache. Thank goodness I was able to find the final pieces of evidence. With this, you'll have no reason left to push my poor boy around.
That's it? These are my case-making pieces of evidence? I'll be the judge of that. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright. Look how soggy it is, first of all. Nothing. What's this?
What's this? It looks like there's something inside the costume head.
Hey, that's Sparkle! I bet they're really valuable.
Sorry, but they're just pieces of a mirror. But why are they in here?
Gun. And gun.
Could this gun be the actual murder weapon? This bullet hole.
It looks kind of burnt around the edges.
Wait, those burn marks were left by gunpowder. This is a most important fact.
Why is that?
Because it is proof that the victim was shot at point-blank range.
Well, are these not the most definitive pieces of evidence you've ever seen?
Oh, thank you, Dad. This should be enough to convince even Mr. Edgeworth over there. Oh, you.
Let's fucking go. They put this on in the club, the girls go wild. I would.
Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun. And they prove that it was Lolly who killed Oliver. But Oliver was also after Lolly's life. So Mr. Edgeworth, even you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense. The fingerprints on the weapon, huh?
Oh no, this isn't helpful at all.
Look, Mr. Edgeworth, all I want to do is save Lolly. But in the end, all I can do is watch on as she takes the punishment for her crimes. Oh, that may be all you can do. However, I still have a case to solve and a job to do. The job of unraveling your insidious lie. You wound me.
Oh, that's a Sean Kirstein line.
You wound me. Why won't you believe me, even the face of all this evidence?
Hold it!
Those fingerprints. Are you sure they belong to Miss Pops? There's no mistake about it. Through my connections, I had the best forensics techniques money can buy performed. I find that to be a bit peculiar. What? Are you trying to pick an argument with me? What should I do? Should I raise an objection?
For now, no.
Perhaps I should wait and see how this pans out first.
Hold it!
You sure are calm for someone who is accusing his own girlfriend of murder. You have it all wrong. Allowing her to pay the price is a form of love. She says that she also wants to pay back her debt to society, but...
Hold it!
And why do you believe that the victim was set on taking Miss Pops' life? I suppose it's because he wanted to silence her. To keep her quiet because she knows the truth behind the kidnapping. In that case, why did he not target you as well? That's because he knew that if he killed me, he wouldn't be able to control my father. Right you are. Even if it cost me millions, I would have had that killer found. I believe he didn't kill you for an entirely different reason. However, I digress. Look, more than why he didn't kill me, I'm worried about what will happen to Lolly.
Hold it!
Justified self-defense? I suppose that is a possibility given the circumstances. Really? Oh, thank goodness. However, self-defense was not necessary in this case. What do you mean? Miss Pops is innocent.
That guitar is so nasty.
She didn't do anything, so why would she need to defend herself from nothing? You still don't believe a word I say, do you? His entire argument hinges on the fact that her fingerprints are on the gun. However, the truth does not lie there. It lies in whatever he is hiding from me, but not for long.
Alright.
Hold it!
Blah blah blah. Blee blah blue. Blah blah blee blah blue.
Ba, ba, ba.
Yeah, this song's a banger. Alright, raise the objection. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Sorry, I saw frankly and that's just where my brain goes.
Frankly, I don't believe that Miss Pops' prints should be on that gun to begin with.
Yeah, she was wearing a badger costume.
And the reason why Miss Pops' prints should not be on the gun is...
She was wearing costume. Show costume.
Take that!
It's simply not possible for Miss Pops to have left any prints on the murder weapon. Because, while she was at the stadium, Miss Pops was wearing a costume.
Huh? But there's been a mistake. We found fingerprints.
Well, Miss Pops, do you remember touching the gun at all at any time?
Yes! As a matter of fact, I did hold it for a bit back in the hideout. I handed it off to Mr. Deacon when he and Lance left for the haunted house.
Oh. Oh! The haunted house, you say?
To retrieve the ransom money, I suppose. And there you have it. That is when Miss Pops' prints found their way onto the gun.
No.
Do you understand now, Mr. Amano? The fingerprints do nothing to prove that Miss Pops is the murderer. Oh, but you still don't have anything to prove that she isn't the killer, right? You seem very adamant about insisting that your girlfriend is a cold-blooded killer.
Oh, Lance!
What? No way! I'm incredibly worried about her.
Whatever. Actually, like, how old are they again? He's 21. How old is she? Girl, you have a long life ahead of you. You can do better.
But that doesn't change the fact that you don't have any evidence, right? That's where you're wrong. I have the evidence. What? How? The story that Miss Pops killed the victim at the stage in the stadium. The whole affair is simply not true, because that was not the real crime scene, but a setup. This proves that the real murder was not committed at the stadium at all.
I think it would probably be this, right? But hold on. I feel like there was something else that also indicated this. Yes? Oh yay, we can observe. Oh, there's a little horse on it. That's so cool.
They found Miss Pops' fingerprints on this gun.
Can you let me hold it for a sec?
I shouldn't if you don't know how to handle it. Besides, Miss Pops' prints are on it.
Look, I'm wearing gloves. It'll be okay. I just want to take a look, that's all. It's not like I'm going to run off with it. The only things I don't return are treasures.
Stealing either one would land you in jail, you know.
Can we look at how many bullets were fired? No? Can I... No look in the chamber? Can I get a... Aw. Ah! Alright. Nothing else, really? Huh. Nothing? Nothing at all. Okay, well... God hates me.
Take that!
Okay, this is... I'm getting ahead of myself. Blah, blah, blah. Finders keepers, Miles. Even if I don't believe in it, it's interesting to think about what leads us to liking certain characters, ships, etc. In the end, who I can just comes down to my gut feelings most of the time. Yeah, I mean, let me ask also, because I use kinning as more of a joke. Are you a person who takes kinning seriously? Okay. Hold on. This proves that the real murder. Okay, what was he saying? What was happening? If the murder did not happen at the stadium, blah, 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 and down below, there must be something. Oh, his wounds. Okay, yeah.
Take that.
Sorry. What? What? It's at least a 6.8 out of 10. I wasn't paying attention to that because I was reading what? Oh, no, that does add up. Oh, okay, okay, hold on. The scenario where the victim was, I'm not reading. I'm pulling, I say this with all the love in my heart. I am pulling a Danny and Megan. I'm not reading. Okay. Stadium was up on the stage and Miss Pops was below. There must be something that invalidates it. That validates it, if anything. Oh, point blank. Okay.
Let us take another good look at the costume the victim was wearing. Then I believe you will see why I insist he was not shot at the stadium. This is the part of the costume that proves it.
Bullet wound.
Take that.
The burn around this bullet hole was made when the victim was shot at point blank range. Ah! So then you mean the murder Ms. Oldbag saw at the stadium really was? Yes. She saw two people, but they were not but they were separated by a distance. If the victim was indeed shot from below the stage, there shouldn't be a gunpowder burn.
Look at you, Mr. Smarty Pants prosecutor. Since you seem to know all the answers, why not tell us where the real crime scene is, then?
Lance set me up to look like Mr. Deacon back at the hideout. If that's the case, then the murder must have happened prior to that. And the location where Lance and the victim were just before I was imprisoned was...
Haunted house.
I've got it. I know the real scene of the murder. The real location in which Mr. Deacon was killed is here.
Here.
Take that.
I think it's not unreasonable to assume the murder took place in the haunted house.
The haunted house?
Yes, and I have proof that it is highly likely that the victim was killed there. What proves that the real scene of the crime was the haunted house?
This is where the glass comes in.
Take that.
These were inside the costume the victim was wearing. They're fragments of a mirror.
You thought you were getting a call because this is your ringtone still? That's really funny. No, I'm not super seriously. I like thinking about the things I relate to and have in common with my favorite fictional characters, obviously, and what they could say about me, maybe, but it's mostly fun. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly how I interpret it as well. I know there are some people who take it seriously. I don't get it, but, like, I don't want to be disrespectful, because in the end, they're not usually they're not hurting anyone. Danganronpa fandom, I'm looking at you. A mirror? What does that have to do with anything?
Indeed. You don't exactly expect to find pieces of a mirror inside a costume.
Good ringtone choice. Yeah, it is. Mine is, Clavier's theme. Yeah, that's actually pretty dangerous.
However, there is one place I can think of where there is a plethora of mirror fragments.
Oh my god, okay, can I tell a quick story, guys? This word, plethora? So we had to do this thing in high school that was like writing across the curriculum, whack. We would be like, whack is whack, ha ha ha. Anyway, and so we would be timed, like, it would take out a chunk of our day, and it would be timed so that you had to write an essay about a random topic and, like, the best you can in, like, that amount of time. And then they would kind of grade you and be like, okay, like, this is, you know, you exceeded these things, you are bad at this thing, blah, blah, blah. And so we had it multiple times in band class. And so we were allowed to like talk and stuff during it because Mr. My band director, he did not fucking care. He literally was waiting for me to graduate to retire. Because he's like basically a family friend. Anyway, he's basically my uncle. Anyway, so we're talking about like what we're doing to our essays, and I'm like, I'm gonna put in as many big words as I know. And like, I was pretty well read in high school. Not as much so nowadays, but I was really well read. But there were a lot of words that I didn't know how to pronounce, but I knew the meaning of from books. And plethora was one of them. And so I said plethora, and my older friend lost her shit. She laughed so hard. And like cry laughed over me pronouncing it wrong, and I was like, what the fuck? Allison, if you ever watch this, I've never forgotten, by the way. I love you, but it was embarrassing. Extremely embarrassing. So now whenever I see plethora, I get a flashback to high school when I was just a babe. I think I was a sophomore. Anyway.
And that is the haunted house. Lance Amano, I propose that you killed Mr. Deacon with the revolver and the haunted house. After that, you stole the Blue Badger Mobile to move his body to the Wild Wild West area. The timing of when the Blue Badger Mobile was stolen confirms this as fact. Miles, my boy, say no more. I'm sorry, Mr. Amano, but I cannot do that. Be quiet. Just please do something. Stop that boy from speaking any more nonsense. Ernest Amano, correct? I meant you. Now be quiet, Gramps. How dare you! I don't need words. The only thing I require is evidence. Decisive evidence. And to call these mirror bits decisive is a bit too presumptuous, Mr. Prosecutor. What? Sheena! Wasn't there a mirror in the kidnapper's hideout?
Yes, there was a mirror there. A mirror that's for the haunted house.
You see? Isn't it possible the fragments got into the costume there? But Agent Long, there were no fragments on the floor, so the probability is very low. Probability? Langzi says, on Truth's path, woo. A hard sound? I don't like the TH sound. On Truth's path, the word probability does not exist. The only thing that does is definitive proof. The question, Mr. Prosecutor, is, do you have the definitive proof you need? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you? Do I have solid evidence that proves the murder took place at the haunted house? The answer is no. See? So since you don't have any, shut up. Pizza. I don't have the evidence. Yet. But I'm certain the murder occurred around the time I turned the ransom over. At that time, the only people at the haunted house, besides myself, were Lance and Mr. Deacon. If I can prove that the murder took place at the haunted house, then I can prove Lance's guilt in connection to the murder.
What now, Mr. Edgeworth?
Agent Long, I have a special request.
Yeah?
I'd like to prove to you that the scene of the crime was indeed the haunted house.
Why in the world are you asking the werewolf for permission?
Because I don't really have a choice if I want to find the truth.
Alright, permission granted, but you're not to touch a single thing. Got it?
That won't be a problem. All that's important to me is that the truth be brought to light. It doesn't matter by who or how it's done, as long as it is.
Oh my god, I didn't know he was gonna go but I predicted. That's a scary head to be in. Or I guess it'd be Sheena.
I'm here. What's I?
That's
What's I?
put in the paperwork for the authorization immediately.
Understood. I'll go get the Gatewater Group's approval.
Hold it. Who was that? Hold it. Now. Let's hold on for a second. There is no need to obtain approval.
Mr. Amano,
Agent Long, if you would please take a look at this. What is this? Sheena!
It's the deed to the haunted house.
the deed.
Read it. Out loud.
Gatewaterland, Inc. hereby bequeaths the property known as the Haunted House to Mr. Amano for the lump sum of $1 million, paid in full in cash.
What? As you can see, I am now the legal owner of the haunted house. Are you kidding? When did you... I ran into the owner of the park earlier and we made the deal almost immediately. How quickly things move when you can prepare $1 million in the blink of an eye.
That $1 million you paid. Don't tell me it was...
Well, that's right. This disgusting suitcase belongs to you, doesn't it? I don't have any more use for it, so you may have it back now.
You used the ransom money.
My Lance is a good boy. He even apologized for the kidnapping a bit earlier. So I do believe that I will forgive him. After all, he did return the ransom money. That's the way things are, so if you would please discuss things with me from now on. Discuss? What is there to discuss? Why, permission to enter the haunted house, of course.
While we were busy listening to Lance's story, Mr. Amano was out there preempting us.
Permission to search the haunted house is denied. End of discussion. Agent Long, I want to arrest that girl. And Miles, you should hurry on home now, my boy, before I really lose my temper.
Mr. Amano definitely has the deck stacked in his favor here. What should I do? If I leave it like this, the truth will be lost forever.
Guess we're gonna have to find out next week. The timing of this is good though, because Thursday we'll finish this case. And then Saturday is piano stream. Woo! Piano stream. Hi. I'm so sorry. You're here at the end. Yeah, Saturday's piano stream. And then the next week I will be taking off both Thursday and Saturday, I think, because I have shit I need to get done, not only before my con, but also before my new job. So Thursday the 20th and Saturday the 22nd, no streams. And then the next week after that, we will be in the new schedule. If you're wondering what the new schedule is, it is in the community post. There's a community post. Not the most recent one, but the second most recent one. Most recent one was me canceling stream this past Thursday. For people who watch VODs, hi! This matters not to you. But for those who care, that's how it'll be. Yeah. But yeah, we'll finish this case on Thursday. And then we'll take a little break. Just a little one. I'm excited for piano stream. The rule is be nice. Be nice or else. As I mentioned... Oh, hello. I'm so sorry. I'm ending the stream just now. As I mentioned in a previous stream, me deciding to play for other people is extremely vulnerable for me, so I need you to be nice about it. But I just think it would be fun to enjoy some video game music together. And meme around a little bit. Let me entertain you. I'm trying to get better at performing in front of people again. Ugh,
because at some point I got bad again. So there's that on that. But anyway, that is until a week from now. Thursday is sooner. Thursday we'll finish this case at our usual 2 p.m. Pacific time. And then Saturday, and then week off, and then new stream schedule. I don't think, well, I don't think I'll stream on a Monday, because in the stream schedule, I don't know, I'll figure it out. Never mind. I'm keeping you all. You all have things to do. You all have lives to live. Beds to go sleep in, for instance. So, you know the drill. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Be good to yourself. Be kind. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Please wear a mask. Please follow boundaries. I think that's just going to be something I permanently add into my closing thing. Please follow boundaries. Thanks for hanging out. It was super fun. I had so much fun. That was a really good one. All of the Persona 5 references were so funny. I didn't have to do anything, actually. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you when I see you. And Maddie, in case I don't see you before you leave, bon voyage. Have a great time. Send me pictures. Okay, bye. Bye.